Music ate a cat once more. It's been a minute since I did this, so please don't come for my head because I'm a bit rusty. But the most anticipated collabo album ever, well, in my instance, because if you know me, I'm the biggest Partynextdoor fan, and I'm a decent Drake fan. Not because of the whole beef and whatnot, but it's I don't go a day without listening to Drake. But okay, I'm a decent Drake fan. The biggest Party Next Door fan ever because Party Next Door doesn't have problems with anyone and he just does his thing. So getting into it, this album is called Some Sexy Songs for You, and don't get me wrong, this album is very long. This thing has 21 tracks and it's an hour and 14 minutes of listening, and my fear was confirmed. So if you track back to Party Next Door featuring Drake, ne, each and every single feature, in my opinion, there's never been a miss. Like, it's always been a recipe that wins. But I've always told myself or thought to myself that if you make a full length album, you run the risk of kind of messing up that magic. But I'm proud to announce this is not the case for this album. However, it's like a roller coaster. So like there's a great moments, there's not so great moments, like any other album. And if you're gonna put in 23 tracks into an album, then you're bound to have a couple of moments that are great and not so great. So getting into the first track is called CN Tower. No idea what that means, but I'm pretty sure the people that do more research on the internet knows. But I am gonna say Canada Tower because Drake, Canada, OVO, the whole thing. But yeah, so there's like this recurring lollipop type beat at the end, which I really really liked, and maybe it's just paying homage to Lil Wayne, or it's just something that found its way into the album. And then there's a there's also Party Next Door's iconic whistles that I really really enjoyed, and there's a track called Mothballs. Not sure how I feel about the track, but it sort of felt like a continuation into what's being built up on CN Tower. And the next track is Something About You. And the first thing I thought was like, oh, Virginia Beach from for for all the dogs. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I kind of enjoyed it, and yeah, I love it when they mention the album name in the album. So that was pretty cool as well. Crying in Chanel kind of reminds me of the meme of would you rather be rich or would you rather be broke? And then someone was like, money doesn't buy happiness, but I'd rather cry in a Bentley. So it gives that vibe as well that you can play that song and it could like slot right in. Spider-Man and Superman is one of my favorite tracks on this thing. It's an R&B ballad and that's pretty much it. It's such a good song. Deeper was Yeba is in there, so I'm always gonna love Yeba. I like the beat selection on this thing. The lyrics are toxic, obviously, but yeah. Small Town Fame. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but there's like some tracks have to be in there. Small Town Fame. That's the one I just talked about. And then Pima's Dilemma. It's something of an interlude where some tracks need to be in the interlude, and I think this is one of the tracks that found its way into the album. And Brian Steele is Young Thug's lawyer when he was like in jail and whatnot, and he managed to get him out. So I guess this is some sort of a homage track, which was mid in my opinion. Could have been better, but it's one of those tracks that had to be in the album. And then Give Me a Hug is critically acclaimed by all my friends and people on the internet. So it's one of the highlights in the album. And the Joe Budden mentions, we know the history between Drake and Joe Budden. He doesn't mention him by name, but he mentions one of the hosts, that the host is a legend, but he can't believe that he's hanging out with a something something lollipop sucker. But yeah, and then he gives homage to 21, saying that he's been the only person that was looking out for him during beefs and whatnot. And then, crazy enough, he mentions the beef. I don't know why he did that, because he's what, 1-2 now. I'm an MMA fan, so like he's 1-2. He bounced back pretty well from the Pusha T beef. I feel like he should just take that recipe from there and then apply it here, move on. This album is great. There's no need to bring back lost battles. But yeah, I liked the hip hop switch. So it started as R&B, went to hip hop, then went to R&B again. It's incredible. And then Raining in Houston, yeah, it's one of those songs that had to be in the album. Lasers, again, toxic, explicit, and yeah, typical Partynextdoor. Something that you will expect from Partynextdoor. Meet Your Padre was a bit cringe for me, because I felt like they were trying a bit too hard to be Spanish, and they got in a Spanish artist, but it was, yeah, kind of didn't need to be there. Or get Bad Bunny or something, or don't even try to do the lyrics in Spanish. It comes off as a bit racist, and yeah, I didn't like that. And then Nokia is one of the goofy tracks on this thing. Old melodic vibes. It's funky, it's catchy. I liked it. I like the beat switch as well. But yeah, it's a fun track where nobody takes themselves too seriously, and it's a pretty cool track. Die Trying, I love Yeba, and the guitar on this thing is sick. Somebody Loves Me is my daily bread. I don't know if it's the name of the song or it's just the track. I love the song. The song is playing on rotation like a mad person. I like it. Celibacy, it's something that you would probably find in Take Care as well. It's an okay track. And OMW, which is probably On My Way, another toxic anthem with a dope beat. Love the lyrics, and yeah, the beat is just insane, and the lyrics are just yeah. Go listen to the track. The lyrics are crazy. Glorious. It gives Ice Spice vibes. It feels like a cheap rip off of something someone from New York would do. So I didn't really like too much about it. I didn't care too much about it. And When He's Gone, again, it's a banger, but it's toxic. There's a whole toxic streamline of things that's happening in the album, and it's kind of what you expect on a Drake and Partynextdoor album. And then yeah, and there's Greedy. I'm not sure why they decided to finish with that kind of song. It's an okay song. It's not the strongest finisher ever, but it's an okay song. So overall, if you want to add something to your bedroom playlist, this is the album for you. There's a couple of toxic tracks if you feel like being toxic, but I'm biased with this because I've been waiting for this album for the longest time based on the track record that Drake and Partynextdoor have. It has been nothing but bangers. So this was just the next logical step in terms of what they're going to do next. And I think they are stable mates, or one is the boss of the other. So tell me which song you like or what you disagree with, and leave a comment below. Cheers.